Hey everyone. You know, there's an old saying that comes with social media lately. It's a saying that my family would use, mostly my siblings, my oldest sister, would sometimes use on me, and even after, especially when they've drank a little too much, or they get a bit tipsy. And that is, you put yourself out there. That is the one thing that constantly gets used towards me, and I'm sure towards anybody else by their family and friends. You put yourself out there. But why would I bring this up when it comes to community creations, mostly that of the WWE2K variety? Well, as I said in a recent DCWA update, I mentioned how I am creating some characters, as well as I'm downloading some characters as well. And that some of those downloads may become, if not become, part of the lineup, of the official roster down the line. Because you see, some of these characters that I've downloaded are part of other leagues, or intended to be. But here's where I want to kind of bring this to a head right here and now, since a lot of CAW leagues are still in the early stages of rebuilding the rosters, or recreating the rosters for use on 2K19. You see, there's going to be a lot of people that when they go to community creations, they're going to notice these characters. And they're going to say, you know what? I like that character, I'm going to use him. Or, I like this character, I'm going to use her. You see, it all depends basically on, who uploads. It basically all depends. What I'm trying to say is it all depends basically on what I should say, the person that downloads the character wants to download. That's what I'm trying to get at. But you see, there's also but again, like I said, there are those characters out there that are mainly known for their appearances in certain CAW leagues. Leagues like CAW Champions League, CAW Champions League, Destiny Championship Alliance, CAW of Honor, CAW All-Stars, XGWL, you name it, SEA, ACW, Anime Championship Wrestling, VWE, Virtual Wrestling Entertainment, VWU, Virtual Wrestling United. There are a lot of CAW characters that are created and are mostly known for being part of these leagues. But the way some of them are known for being part of these leagues, I should say, the way they're known for being part of these leagues is people will go and either recreate them themselves by every single detail, including moveset and entrance and all that, or they might download them through community creations. And that's what a lot of people like myself would do, to just try to build our rosters, make them intriguing, give fans matchups they never thought they would see. And again, you wonder, well, what is this saying that you talk about when it comes to social media of you put yourself out there come into play? Well, you see, when you put yourself out there when it comes to community creations, that's exactly the same thing in a sense. When you upload your when you upload your created wrestler or your created championship or whatever, you're not just uploading it to community creations and you're saying just to certain people, hey, it's on community creations, come download it. No, you're opening yourself up to everybody. Even if, and God, forgive me for not doing it last night, even if you ask someone in the details of basically asking you, or asking them to DM you, to PM you, if you're a private message or direct message you about using your characters in their league or just for play, what have you. You think honestly with some of the people that want to download characters for the rosters, do you think they're honestly going to see or pay attention to that view details? No. The only thing they're going to be interested in is what movesets they have with this character and just downloading them because, hey, they look interesting and they would like them as a part of the league. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it in the long run when you think about it. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, you could, in the details, like I said, ask for someone to directly message you for possible usage of the character, but put yourself maybe in a young teenager or a young kid's perspective. Let's say they buy the game, or they get the game, like a WWE2K19, and they know that one of the things that they like, and one of the things they like about the WWE2K series, or the 2K19 one as well, is they could download certain characters, through community creations. Thus, have almost an unlimited or near unlimited supply of superstars to choose from, men or women, female or male. So you think maybe a young teenager or a young kid is going to look at the details? And even if they do you think they're honestly going to, let's say, not heed the warning, but heed the suggestion by somebody? No, they're not. They're going to look at that creation and they're going to say, I'm going to get that no matter what. And again, especially if it's a young kid and a young adolescent teenager, they're not going to pay any mind to the details sometimes. They're just going to look at the download and the preview, and that's it. And that is a harsh reality. And again, God forgive me for not doing so when I downloaded 2 characters last night. But that's the harsh reality. Do you think, honestly, anybody that downloads a character whose content creator has said, or whose creator has messaged in the details, hey, please ask me first? Do you think they're going to pay attention? No. Do you think some of those downloads that you might see of how many times your character got downloaded, do you think honestly, folks, do you think honestly some of those downloads would be done by people who asked you? No. Some of those downloads could be done by people who just do it for the heck of it. And that's the truth. It's a harsh reality. But again, But again, this is why I come on here and talk about this. To kind of get it out of the way, to let people know that yes, I'm creating my league. I'm recreating it, reconstituting it for 2K19 with familiar and new and returning faces. But the reality of not just my league, but any league out there, whether it's well-renowned or it's not, is some of the people that will be used in those leagues will be created by other people. And sometimes those people will either recreate those characters themselves, from the smallest detail to the moveset and entrance, or they'll just download them, and sometimes they'll do it without consulting the creator. Because you know why? Because they'll go by that old saying that's used in social media. Well, it's not an old saying, but it's a saying used by everybody towards anybody else. It's a saying used by everybody towards everybody. And that is, you put yourself out there, now you got to deal with it. And that's what happens with all these creative wrestling leagues. You think some of the participants in these leagues were created by just one or two people? No. Do you think some of them were downloaded with permission? No. There's a good chance that a lot of them were downloaded without permission or recreated without consent. That's just the harsh reality. And here's the thing, we could all go to, and like I said, that's the harsh reality of it. And yeah, we could all go and contact 2K and say, hey, this happened. But 2K, harsh reality again, is they'll basically say, well, they'll basically tell you what everybody else has said. The dad has said, well, you put yourself in that predicament. You put yourself out there. And there's nothing. And the fact is, when they hit you with that, or even if you tell somebody, hey, this person did this, and they didn't ask me, you know what anybody's going to tell you, whether it's 2K themselves, family, or friends. They're going to tell you, hey, you put yourself out there, you're responsible for what happens, so you have to do something about it. And that's, again, harsh reality. Very harsh reality. So, I'm not doing this video during my lunch because I just want to get something off my chest. No, I'm doing it because right now, 2K19 has only been out for about 2 months. And no league so far has recreated or reconstituted itself or had its, as we would put it, new series premiere or seasonal premiere here, if you will, yet. Not CCL, not DCA, not XGWL, not COH. No one. No one has yet to have a full feature-length, full-fledged season premiere for the CAW League yet. Nobody. But it is coming. It'll probably more than likely for a lot of us come within the year. Because you give us between October 6th, if not earlier, to start creating our leagues or recreating them. And I guarantee you, in time, within the new year, you'll start seeing season premieres popping up every now and then. But again, harsh reality is when you use community creations to help each other, you're also opening the doors to let other people use your characters without your consent. That's why when I come out and I say some of these characters that I've downloaded may or may not be on the roster when it's all said and done, it's all dependent on what happens in the future. So that's just basically the harsh reality. When you use WWE2K's community creations, or community creations of any kind, where you're uploading your creation to thus allowing people to download your creation, you're not just opening the door for those you want to download your character, but you're opening the doors for others. And the reality and response you'll get from anybody is you put yourself out there. It's the same thing that people use against each other when it comes to social media. Whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. So, that's all I'm going to say on it, guys. Let me know what you all think down below. I got to get back into work. But let me know what you all think, and I'll talk to you all later.